Federal agents took Eric Swalwell's phones and laptop at San Francisco International Airport on Saturday, then hit his Washington, D.C. home on Sunday and took more. He was not detained, he wasn't arrested, walked right out of that airport. In that same weekend, declassified memos landed with a name on them, and we've been tracking it since April. That name is Fang Fang. 5 straight years the man sat on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, calling President Trump a Russian asset, while the FBI held evidence that he took illegal donations from a suspected Chinese spy. Nancy Pelosi kept him on that committee. Adam Schiff vouched for him. And no, hold that, because I'm going to read you President Trump's own post driving these memos right into the open. In the line, in Just the News reporting, where the Bureau tried to recruit Fang Fang as a source on Beijing's influence operation while Swalwell was getting close to her. So chasing a man like Eric Swalwell for 6 years, it does wear you down. And I've learned the hard way that being tired is not a character flaw, it's actually cellular. Your mitochondria are the batteries that power everything, and when they run down, energy and healing go with that. That's what pulled me right into red and near-infrared light therapy. Studies show it's one of the most well-researched tools out there. It helps cells produce more energy, reduces cellular level stress, and supports natural repair processes. Health journalist Jonathan Otto walked me through the science, and I went all in with Red Life, that's his company. 9 clinically studied wavelengths, dual chip technology, twice the power of standard devices, built to actually work. They're built like tanks. I have a couple devices thanks to Jonathan. Go to myredlight.com/NNN. Use NNNREP25 for individual items, NNNREP30 for bundles. That's 30% off bundles, 25% off individual devices. Stock is limited. Link in the description. Now let's get back to Swalwell. Quote, the FBI is not commenting. That's the line in the Fox report. Swalwell's attorney, no response either. 2 women went public with sexual misconduct allegations against him. Agents grabbed his devices in the airport, and nobody on his side will say a word. Now watch Pastor Darrell Scott react to it in this report. President Trump dropping FBI evidence. Swalwell got illegal donations from suspected Chinese spy. Bombshell memo show Swalwell is cooked. President Trump posting this on Truth Social. Let's get to that. This is what he posted. President Trump amplifying the bad news for Swalwell as well as Fox News.
Has seized former Congressman Eric Swalwell's electronics, and this happened on Saturday. They took those electronics from him at San Francisco International Airport on Saturday and then from his Washington, D.C. home on Sunday. Eric Swalwell was not detained or arrested, and we're told the federal investigation involves sexual misconduct allegations against him. 2 women who have spoken publicly about sex misconduct.
Oof. Yeah, I know it's hard to say. Now the declassified memos are out. We ran through them last week. Gunther Eagleman lays out the money trail from Fang Fang straight to Swalwell's campaign. FBI had evidence that Swalwell took illegal donations from a suspected Chinese spy. The memos dropped. They even tried to recruit the spy as a source on Chinese influence operations while Swalwell was getting close to her. Not a conspiracy theory. Here's more from that post from President Trump on Truth Social. FBI had evidence Swalwell got illegal donations from suspected Chinese spy. Bombshell memos show. That's from Just the News. President Trump amplifying. Stephen Miller went even further on Jesse Waters. He says the donations aren't the story, the blackmail file is.
President said anything about Swalwell? I don't know if he said anything. Has he been following that?
Why, has he had a bad week, Jesse? I haven't been watching.
He might be busy with bigger matters of war and peace.
Couldn't have happened to a better person. But look, here's the most important thing if we have 10 seconds on this, and I'm sure you would agree with this. The most important part about this story, and look, Swalwell is a scumbag. He is a terrible person, the worst of the worst, the lowest of the low, the most dishonest of the most dishonest. But the real story here is how the Democrat Party controls its members through blackmail. It's got a blackmail file on all of its politicians, and it uses them to leverage and control them until it's time to release it. That is how sick and twisted the Democrat Party is. That's the next thread we've got to pull out here, Jesse.
All right, it's a danger.
Miller says the Democrat Party holds the leverage until it's ready to use it. Here's more. The FBI served Eric Swalwell with a search warrant at the San Francisco airport, seizing his phone and electronics. Agents armed with additional court-approved search warrants and entered his house in D.C. on Sunday, seizing additional undisclosed potential evidence. At least 4 women have made sexual misconduct allegations, including a former staffer who claimed the married politician raped her twice when she was too intoxicated to consent in 2019 and 2024.
Also now confirming it has opened an investigation into the rape and sexual assault allegations against Eric Swalwell.
Yeah. And President Trump, of course, amplifying those charges through Truth Social. We already covered that. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now here's Pastor Darrell Scott. Reverend James Davis discussed Swalwell getting his electronics seized by the FBI with all of his previous controversies. Real America's Voice.
Again. Boy. E Money. No, you know what? I ain't gonna call him E Money. I'm gonna call him E Honey Pot Swalwell. They raided his crib, man, and jammed him up. Peep gang.
Breaking news, we have just learned that the FBI has seized former Congressman Eric Swalwell's electronics, and this happened on Saturday. They took those electronics from him at San Francisco International Airport on Saturday and then from his Washington, D.C. home on Sunday. Eric Swalwell was not detained or arrested, and we're told the federal investigation involves sexual misconduct allegations against him. 2 women who have spoken publicly about sex misconduct allegations against Swalwell we know about. The FBI is not commenting further details on this case, and Fox News has contacted Swalwell's attorney. We're waiting to hear back.
James?
Oh, he got his thing in the sling. He got a whole lot going on right now. And it might be this sexual stuff, but, you know, he had that intelligence stuff. He had Fang. He got a lot of stuff that was hanging out there. And I think Trump has, you know, a list of it. Well, if he does it, this Justice Department sure does. And now they got his cell phone. I feel for him because they're going to go through it. And we're going to see what happens in the months to come. This
guy goes from a future presidential candidate.
Literally.
To doggone about to be on the Predator perp walk. He's going to be sitting in civil court getting sued.
That's the smackdown right there. Calls him E Honeypot. He laughs. Honestly, a laugh is the sound of a country that stopped pretending this man was ever credible. Every accusation Eric Swalwell threw at President Trump was a confession about the operative bundling cash inside his own network. Indict him. Devices in an evidence locker is not justice. Justice is a grand jury, a courtroom, and a sentence. Back in August, we walked you through that FBI file page by page, all the way to the objective typed in plain English: indict and arrest a sitting United States congressman. Result not met. Not met, my friends. That was the Bureau under Obama and Biden. So here's what we do. The powerful are betting we get bored and wander off. We don't get bored. Call the roll. Pelosi kept him on intelligence. Schiff vouched for him. And every one of them owns this. Now share this so nobody forgets the names, and drop in the comments who you think gets charged first, because the file is still open. And Eric Swalwell's phones are sitting in federal custody right now. And the next move on this comes out of Washington. So let's get you closer to it. Text White House to 844-840-4963, and our credentialed team inside that building sends what we see straight to your phone at night, ahead of the herd, past whatever YouTube feels like burying. Now, reading it is one thing. Some of you want the actual assignment. You want to take action. Well, text Signal to the very same number on your screen and enlist in the Next News Signal Corps. Real missions, ranks you earn, and a command center where Patriots actually move this fight forward. So jump in tonight, Patriots.